Hi, my name is Ciara again. Whoa, I moved my leaf. Sorry. So you probably guessed it from the title that today we're gonna be doing some TikTok inspired embroidery on your boring white clothes. I really haven't figured out the title yet, as you can probably tell. For context, I went on TikTok for like a week, 2 weeks ago. I downloaded it out of a whim. I was going through the sewing part of TikTok, like the embroidery talk, like the thread talk. I came across all of these videos that I found that could be recreated on like white clothes, on white shirts, anything that you have at home. All you have to do is have embroidery thread, embroidery hoops, and a printer. So you only need like those 3 things, and the clothes, of course. So if you guys haven't watched my last video with embroidery, I'll link it up here. It was more like basic things, like if I may say so myself. It wasn't actually like catered to my likes. Oh my gosh, by the way, have you guys seen my nails? These are from Ellie Nails Manila. Super cute. I don't have it on the other hand anymore because like they fell off when I was coding the other day. I wanted to personalize these clothes, like speak more about me, something you can't really find anywhere. All of these are things that I'm interested in, such as music, fandoms, TV shows, all that stuff. So yeah, we're just gonna dive into it. And by the way, this video is kindly sponsored by Skillshare, so stick to the end to find out more about that. So we're gonna do this chronologically. We're gonna start with the easy all the way to the hardest. So for the first project, this is the easy one. It is a Avatar The Last Airbender inspired shirt. The 4 symbols of the different nations on the upper left chest part of the shirt. You can find white shirts in like any online store. So I got this one from Shopee. Make sure you get thick material so it doesn't like rip through. I picked 4 pastel colors of green, yellow, red, and blue. For all of the resources for this video, I will insert them down below. Just printed it out in black and white. It doesn't really have to have color because you're gonna position it on the shirt and then you're just gonna poke holes through it. So that's where you're gonna be sewing. That's the pattern that you're gonna follow. Make sure to have the picture still with you so you know, like, you don't get confused with like the dots. It's basically like connect the dots. I just used running stitches and then I go back with back stitches so that it can tie off neatly. And then after that, I just tie from the back and then just cut off all the excess from the back. And the final product will look something like this. I think it's super simple. Like, you can wear this out, you can tie it around the waist, and then after that you can just wear like shorts.
Morning Glory pala ang tawag doon. Star Glory, Cardinal, Cupid's Flower, Hummingbird, daming pangalan, Cardinal Creeper.
So one thing to note about embroidery is it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time because you're not able to do other things while embroidering. So my tip for you guys is while doing embroidery, you can watch YouTube videos. You guys can listen to audiobooks. You guys can listen to podcasts. Personally, my favorite podcast to listen to while embroidering is Emma Chamberlain's Anything Goes podcast. Also, Extra Dynamic podcast by your mom Ashley. For this one, I was listening to the Harry Potter audiobook, the first book, and I finished the whole first book because it just takes like a while to finish the first book. So yeah, if you guys want to like multitask in a sense, then the best thing to do, I think, is to listen to audiobooks, because if you're watching TV, your like attention is divided. Whereas when you're listening to audiobooks, you get to do a lot of things. You get to like listen and you also get to focus on what you're sewing. Just grandma things. Or if you want to listen to music, you guys can check out my Spotify. It's at Ciara Gan. I have a lot of playlists for you guys to listen to. I have sad ones, I have happy ones, I have everything there. I decided to center all of the next embroidery projects around music, which is so cool because music is such a personal thing. Like, a song can have so much meaning to you. I was looking around through my white clothes and I also have this sweater that I don't use anymore. I decided to use the back instead. So if you guys don't know, Harry Styles' Fine Line album is one of the best creations by God and Harry Styles himself. And so I wanted to embroider something that's centered around his album. I was looking through Pinterest and then I saw Treat People with Kindness. It gives off the good vibes, you know, it gives off the good vibes. And I thought, okay, I want to put TPWK on my sweater because I feel like it would be so like cute. So what I first did, again, I printed out the logo using Microsoft Word, and then I printed it out with the dimensions of 8.5 by 11, I believe. You can get like a measuring tape and just decide what dimensions you want. And I decided to get like these different embroidery threads that go with the same colors. So for T it was pink, for P it was kind of like a dark bluish purple, for W it was like a teal, and for K it was like a salmon kind of reddish. So yeah, what I did was I made the flowers. If you guys haven't watched my last embroidery video, I basically explained how to do the daisy. So you insert the needle from under, and then you make a small indentation about like a millimeter above that, and then you put it under, and then you get it back up, and then you kind of like loop it through the thread, and then you push it back down to secure it. If you guys don't really get what I mean, I will still insert a video down in the description box for you guys to understand it more. I basically just kept doing that again and again to form the letters T, P, W, and K. Center of the flower, I think it's called a French knot if I'm not mistaken. So basically you just push it from under the fabric, and then you make around 3 loops around the needle, and then you push it back down so it can form like this little 3D circle. And then after that I put some leaves, and that was basically it. So here are the before and after pictures of the TPWK sweater that I made.
We can treat people with kindness, find a place to feel good.
For the last one, I did not actually get this on TikTok. I actually just had this idea in the shower. So while I was just listening to music in the shower, I thought, how cool would it be to have the Spotify code embroidered in your clothes? And that's basically what I did for these shirts given to me by Coat Every Day. They're super, super pretty. And I wanted to add a little bit more personalization to it by adding Spotify codes and songs from Spotify that can relate to the picture, basically. For the first shirt, it's a close-up picture of a girl's face. And I decided to go through my Spotify and look for songs that I could feel that could relate to this girl. So I went through my sad playlist and picked out like dark blue colors, and then I embroidered the Spotify code, which you can do by just screenshotting the Spotify code and then just putting it through the printer and just poking the holes again. I have to admit though, like I really did try to get the Spotify codes to play, but they did not play like when I take a picture of them, which sucks so much. But I feel like if I were like doing it more precise and maybe like for a client or something, I feel like I could be able to figure it out. So yeah, like I said, embroidery is just like coloring. So once you do the outline, you just fill it in. Like for this pause button, I just did the outline and then I filled it in. And then for the tears, I just did the outline and then I filled it in. And that was basically it.
June blues, yeah, I got the June blues, yeah. Walk down like who you, yeah. There's something you get used to, yeah. Go back to June blues, yeah. It's just the June blues.
For the next one that I did was with two pinkies like holding each other. So I thought of the song Invisible String because it's like something that ties along two people, and then I also thought of like the Red String of Fate. So I wanted to center this embroidery off of that song by Taylor Swift, Invisible String from Folklore. So the color scheme for this one is red because of the Red String of Fate. And low-key though, it kind of looks like the YouTube play button. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that play button looks like the YouTube play button. Basically, you just do the same thing as the other one. And this is the final product. This is the before and this is the after.
All along there was some invisible string.
So I hope you guys enjoyed all of those DIY transformations. You guys can do it by yourselves at home. Tag me in your works if you want to. Now, a word from our sponsor. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video yet again. Recently, I've been having an art block, and recently I haven't been doing much things with painting, like art and stuff. So what I found useful was going on Skillshare's platform and taking up classes that can spark my interest in many things again. So one class I actually looked over because I was recommended to it was this French woman's class called Overcome Artist Block and Art Challenges, Creatively Respond to Prompts by Marie-Noël Worm. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But anyway, she talked about how you should keep creating even though feeling art block, and I found it really helpful. And she also provided lots of different prompts that I could look at. As I've said in the past, another class that I took up was Gabriel Piccolo's character design and illustration class, wherein he does these different characters that cater to different fandoms like Teen Titans. One of the other classes that I found super helpful for me and I wanted to share with you guys is Chris Hong's character portrait and anatomy drawing class, because she goes into the basics of drawing faces, the different components that go into it for males and females, and all that other stuff. So check out their classes on Skillshare if you want to. I have a great deal for you guys. For the first 1,000 people who click the link in my description box will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. And I've learned so much from the classes there. So if you guys like this video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz if you want to. It helps me out a lot. Turn on post notifications if you want to. Also, if you guys want me to try out different TikTok trends, you guys can send it to me over on my Instagram and all my other social medias. You can check them down below. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!